Good morning, Night City! This game came out 3 months ago, but SystemFreez is a lazy piece of shit and is only putting out a video on it now. It's a really good thing that he chose to put this out well after no one gives a shit about Cyberpunk anymore. The last thing we would want is for Freez to actually get views and be somewhat relevant. Would we, folks?
Hey, do you guys remember when that really cool looking game was announced a while back and everyone lost their fucking minds? Like, people swore up and down that this game would be an unbelievable masterpiece that would change the industry forever. But when it actually came out, it turned out to be a broken piece of shit that basically isn't any different from anything else already on the market. No, not that one. No, not that one either. There we go. That's the one.
My balls.
Now look, I could go the easy route here and just show you guys a bunch of dumb bugs and glitches from this game for some cheap laughs early on. And I will. Listen, I'm well aware that this video is months late. Literally nobody gives a shit about Cyberpunk anymore, but there's a very good reason why I didn't sit down and do a video on it sooner, and that reason is that I didn't feel like it. Cyberpunk is a game that generally just kind of bums me out to think about. You wanna know why? Because I fell for the hype. I knew before it launched that I shouldn't get my hopes up too high. I learned that fucking lesson the hard way with No Man's Sky. But I did it anyways. Why? Because I'm fucking stupid. Because I did the dumb thing and let everyone else constantly rubbing one out over how great Cyberpunk was gonna be affect my expectations. I let the fact that it's being made by the same company that did The Witcher 3 color my outlook on how good Cyberpunk would be. I never even played The Witcher 3. Why did I care about that? But you know what? It wasn't really even the bugs that left me feeling disappointed. I mean, sure, I saw some silly shit that occasionally took me out of the experience, but that didn't really annoy me all too much. The problem I ultimately had with the game is that it's just really mediocre. Now, to be fair, there is plenty to enjoy about Cyberpunk. The graphics look really good, the open world is pretty fucking big, it has genuinely fantastic side quests, stealth is just as viable of an option as going in guns blazing, and some of the side characters you meet are absolutely fantastic. But it seems for every single positive I can think about this game, there's something about it that just bugs the ever-loving shit out of me. So what exact issues kept me from actually enjoying this game? Well, let's start from the beginning. You get it? You get it? Cause I'm literally gonna talk about the beginning of the game!
Hey, I'm Jackie Wells. Wanna be friends?
No. Right off the bat, this game gives me a glimmer of hope for something fantastic and ultimately just leaves me thinking, okay. The game gives you the option of choosing between 3 different origins: Nomad, Street Kid, and Corpo. This right here got me excited because this isn't something I see games do very often, let alone a game made by a company as prominent and with as many resources as CD Projekt Red. Easily the best example I've ever seen of this is Dragon Age Origins. Its origin system is one of the reasons why I still consider it to be one of the greatest RPGs ever made. In Dragon Age, you have 6 different origin stories you can play through based on your chosen race or class. I talked about this more in depth in my video about RPGs as a genre, but the watered down version of how it impacts the game as a whole is that it grants you further insight into the beliefs and struggles of the faction you start off in. It opens up dialogue options that actually help flesh out the game's lore and even impacts the game's ending. Dragon Age Origins is the gold standard for how different origins in an RPG should be handled, and this game came out in 2009. 2009! I can't even fathom how complex and intricate a prominent and wealthy company like CDPR can make an origin system in 2020. So how does this decision impact the rest of Cyberpunk 2077? it really doesn't. Your origin story in this game honestly doesn't matter beyond just choosing your preferred starting mission. You don't gain any new insight into any of the major groups, you don't affect the game's story or ending in any way, even the few different dialogue options you get are pretty lackluster and don't really add anything to the experience. I started my first playthrough as a street kid expecting to learn more about Night City or maybe even just its gangs. You do have like one scene where you talk to the leader of a gang you used to work with, but you don't really learn anything about them. The whole conversation is spent just learning about V's backstory. After I finished that playthrough, I started a Nomad run where I expected to learn more about what life is like for nomads out on the road. Instead, the game literally starts you off right after you've left your clan and are no longer a nomad. Cool. Finally, I ended up starting a Corpo playthrough, and this one was actually more insightful than the other two. Not that that's really saying much. You actually get a pretty decent feel for what it's like to be an agent for Arasaka, the main corporation this game hammers down as the bad guys. Spoiler, it's not a good time.
Give us the data.
But even this path doesn't have any real major consequences down the line. At most, whichever life path you choose will just grant you a slightly different way to say you'll do something for someone, and if you do all the prerequisites, you'll get like one exclusive side quest that doesn't affect anything else in the game. Pretty much any info you get from any given life path, you're gonna get elsewhere regardless. This doesn't matter. None of this matters! But I mean, hey, at least you get to choose your dick size, so the game will flash a huge dong every time you change your pants. At the end of the day, all you're really choosing here is how you bump across Jackie so you can get funneled into the main story. In Dragon Age Origins, even though all the origins still bring you under Duncan's command so you can get funneled into the proper game, this first decision still has visible consequences throughout the game well past the opening mission. People will still call you a kin killer when you go to Orzammar if you do the Dwarven Noble origin, and you can even come across your old servant in Denerim where he'll give you your family's ancient shield you found in the Deep Roads during the beginning of the game. 2009! But yeah, don't worry, if you choose the Street Kid origin, you can tell this Corpo dude that the cafe cook is pretty cool, and then the Corpo will mention that his dad worked as a cook. Awesome. Oh god, fuck this opening. What's the actual gameplay like?
Stop it. Stop it. Stop that. Stop it. Cease. Commit no more. Fuck you.
To the game's credit, the gameplay is actually fairly decent. It's nothing special, but enjoyable enough. Unfortunately, it kind of falls into the same trap a lot of games revolving around guns do, and it's that the combat just doesn't feel very unique or varied. You have a gun. You'll make gun go blam blam. Enemy dead. Rinse and repeat. Clap for wholesome Keanu Chungus. Games like, let's say, Borderlands can make gunplay feel far more exciting and varied because they don't try to come across as realistic or even serious. They have the freedom to do weird, wacky shit with guns, so you always find yourself excited to see how a new gun operates. But when you have a game that's intended to feel more grounded, you typically end up trapped in a box where all the weapons feel really samey. The only difference between ARA and ARB being damage output and cosmetic appearance. And in large part, this game really isn't very different in that regard. Cyberpunk does at least add some variation to the combat by giving you a few unique melee weapons that you can equip as cyberware for your arms, and the fact that you can actually hack enemies during combat can keep things fairly interesting. But at the end of the day, these don't really make combat feel distinct enough from other shooters to really grab me. The combat ultimately still boils down to picking a gun with high DPS and shooting a lot of people. CDPR did try to combat this issue by adding a few different weapon classes, power weapons which have a chance of ricocheting off walls, smart weapons that have rounds that can lock onto targets, and tech weapons that you can charge up for more damage. And to an extent, this does kind of help, but, and maybe this is just me, I have a hard time feeling like this game's gunplay is anything special just because instead of running up to a guy and shooting him in the head with a shotgun, I can run up to a guy, charge my shot, and then shoot him in the head with a shotgun. To be completely honest, I got way more enjoyment out of playing stealthily than rushing in guns blazing. Being able to remotely hack into cameras, make random objects go haywire to distract enemies, straight up turn off people's fucking eyesight for a bit, this was a way more fun way for me to play the game. And the fact that the game's skill trees made it so stealth was in fact equally as viable as regular combat is actually pretty cool. Speaking of skill trees, that's another area where I feel like the game actually deserves a decent amount of credit. Not to say that it's anything amazing, mind you, none of the perks really alter the gameplay in any meaningful way. They basically just enhance things like damage output and health regeneration, generation, they make numbers go up. And it's mostly the same with attribute points. However, the attributes actually impact a little bit more than just making number go up. The attributes unironically have way more impact on the dialogue and the way you complete quests than your life path does. Kind of like other RPGs, like say Fallout New Vegas. Not that I'm saying that this game is even close to being on the same level as New Vegas. Holy shit, no. Different dialogue options open up if you spend enough points into specific skills. It's never really anything game-changing, but it does typically provide you with some new information, and it actually feels like you're being rewarded for investing in those skills. They can even open up new ways to complete quests. For example, on my first playthrough, I heavily sunk most of my points into cool for the sake of playing a stealth character. This was great, but I occasionally found myself in spots where there's something blocking my path, usually a fucking door or some shit, and in order to get through it, I needed either more tech or more strength. Because I didn't meet those requirements, I had to find a longer, more roundabout way of getting past it. On my second playthrough, I went much more strength focused. So, when I got to several of those same doors, I was able to just literally pry them open with my bare hands. These are little touches, but still nice to see in a game that otherwise fails as an RPG in basically every other regard. Oh, and as a complete side note before I move on to the next section, why is the crouch button the same as the skip dialogue button? What the fuck?
Literally none of this matters.
Cyberpunk 2077 is one of those games that does a pretty decent job of masking the fact that very few of your decisions actually matter. For about an hour, then it becomes painfully obvious. An easy example of this is the dialogue options. More specifically, let's look at one of the choices you get to make during the preparation for the big heist that sets the rest of the plot in motion. During your meet and greet with a client, Evelyn Parker, she tells you that she wants to cut your fixer, Dexter Deshawn, out of the deal and split the reward with you 50-50. This is presented as a pretty big deal and it feels like something you actually want to think about. I mean, she's offering you way more money just to cut some guy you barely even know out of the deal. However, the game makes it pretty clear that fucking over your fixer can have some pretty serious consequences. So, as you're making the final preparations and speaking with Dexter, you have the option to bring up the fact that Evelyn wants to betray him. And you know what I did? I fucking told him. I don't know this chick. As far as I can see, she's probably even shittier than Dex. And in general, it's probably best not to piss off the guy everyone's constantly calling the best fixer in the business. So what was the consequence of that choice? Jack shit, because it never even gets to become an issue. You never get any money either way. You do your heist, things go bad, and everyone involved gets fucked over. Hell, you literally never even talk to Evelyn or Dex ever again after this heist. This whole conversation may as well have never happened, and it's like that for the vast majority of decisions throughout the game. Very little actually has any impact on the game's story or ending, and it sucks because there are plenty of times where it feels like the game could do something really cool to make it feel like you're actually impacting the game's world. Another example that bugged me is during your quest to find Evelyn after the heist goes bad. During this quest, Judy will ask you to give her a call if you find anything out. During my first playthrough, I did, largely because I was thinking about romancing her. I didn't though. I ended up listening to NWA's Fuck the Police and taking it literally. And also literally taking it. Fuck the police coming straight from the underground. So I ended up calling her and letting her know that I was on my way to a Ripper doc that might have info on Evelyn. After this call, she meets you there and helps you continue your search. During my next playthrough, I was about to call and thought to myself, wait, what if I don't call? Will she just not show up? I wonder how I'll find Evelyn without her help. Holy shit, wait, this could actually be really cool. And just as I got myself all excited to see how things would be different, I found Judy just fucking chilling there waiting for me. Fuck this game, man. Every time I let myself have a glimmer of hope that something I do will actually impact the game's world, the game just shoots me down. Even the ending is barely affected by anything you do before the very final section. Once you get to the end, you get to choose one of 3 different ways to get rid of the chip depending on how many side quests you finished. You have a single preset option that you will always get no matter what you do. You'll unlock a second option if you do all of Johnny's side quests, and then you also unlock a third option if you do all of Pan Am's side quests. And then beyond that, fucking nothing you do really impacts the ending. That's it. Those are your choices. None of your other decisions actually matter. Just, oh hey, did you do all of Johnny's shit? Cool, here's this ending. If not, okay, you get to do this one instead. Fuck you. How did you move that stool? You are literally a figment of my imagination.
Fuck this game.
Okay, so I probably could just go on and on talking about the various shit that bugs me about this game, but most of the other issues are relatively minor and I don't really want this video to be too much longer than it already is, so fuck, here's a quick list. Like I said before, all of this genuinely does bum me out. I wanted to like this game, but as I think I've shown, Cyberpunk's issues go well beyond the bugs.
He said it! He said it!
Cyberpunk's biggest issue is that its game design, at its core, is just flawed and uninteresting, which sucks because there are things I loved about this game, particularly with a lot of the side quests and characters. Judy's questline left me feeling genuinely sad for her. I loved uncovering a hidden plot from some unknown elites to literally alter a politician's thoughts and memories to suit their goals. Hell, I got to talk a literal fucking car out of killing itself. When this game is at its best, it really does leave me wanting more. I love a lot of these characters in the world that CDPR put to life here. For the most part, the writing was pretty top-notch, not flawless.
Problem with Care was he had a dick, meaning I wasn't interested. But he was missing the balls.
But generally speaking, pretty damn good. I just wish actually getting to the good bits wasn't made to feel like such an absolute slog. I think the ultimate lesson to take away from all this is that the hype culture around games is fucking stupid. Can we please, for the love of God, stop assuming a game will be the literal second coming of fucking Christ just because it has some cool trailers? And that goes for me too. Actually, fuck it, no, that goes double for me. Just for your viewing pleasure, here is a complete and comprehensive list of all of the games that I've ever gotten this excited for that actually met my expectations.
That's it, that's the list.
Anyways, fuck you, I'm going back to pretending this game never happened.
Fuck you!
Think it's about time for me to go in. Like I dive deep. Like I'm last week night with the flow here. Johnny boy, my peeps. I'm an infotainment state. My brain ain't contained. Shit keeps spilling out. I'm belligerent insane. My drink don't stay in place. That shit's in my mouth. I'm just two girls, one company. Keep it hipster like succulents. My main bitch be a succubus. Swear I'm better than younger me, but I'm still just